Andy, I guess how much happier were you as a squad after Saturday, just performance-wise? Forget the result, just what you did on the pitch.
I think performance-wise it was good, but we weren't that happy because obviously we didn't get the win in the end. But no, it was definitely an improvement from the few games before the international break, which we obviously wanted to show an improvement because obviously everyone said it wasn't good enough the games before. But obviously we were a bit disappointed we couldn't get the win in the end.
Yeah, just take us inside the dressing room a little bit as much as you can. What are the kind of discussions that went on either before the international break or during that little 2 week camp?
Just honest. I think we asked around the change room what everyone's got to say, what they think isn't going right. A few loud discussions, but I think it needed to be done, and obviously Curtis was taking charge for the last few games and he said what he needed to say, and we had a few meetings where they showed us clips what wasn't good enough basically, and obviously last week just gone, we've worked on it really hard to get into the shape we wanted to play and perform how we did on Saturday.
Yeah, and when you you have those discussions, it is important that you back it up with some kind of performance. And yes, you wanted the win; it didn't quite happen, but at least that it's a step, isn't it? It makes you think, okay, well, we've identified it; we're moving in the right direction now.
I think so. Yeah, I think everyone's seen that, and we're not hiding from it that it wasn't good enough the last few games, and we needed to show a performance that the fans are proud of and we're proud of. And I think on Saturday you could see that we tried as hard as we could, and from the first whistle we tried to put them under pressure and try and show some fight, show some belief that we can win. And like I said, the only negative was that we didn't manage to sneak the 3 points.
Yeah, and an assist for you, which never a bad thing, is it? It's, scoring goals and creating chances has been a bit of an issue at times this season, hasn't it? So nice to get one of those to your name.
Yeah, nice. I think personally, obviously, I've got 7 goals now, 3 assists, so I think that's okay. But obviously, as a team, I think the manager mentioned it. We need everyone to score goals and chip in with goals. That's definitely an area that we're trying to improve. But also, we all defend together, so we need to keep more clean sheets together. But we also need to score more goals together. So it's just a collective. We need to do more on both ends.
Yeah, and a lot was made earlier in the season about the home form and the amount of time they're not winning there. Yeah, it was only a point, but it sort of built on the win over Barnsley. Do you think that's now, hopefully, in the past, that there's not any psychological hang-up about playing at Ashton Gate?
Obviously it's only been one game since the one we won. But I think going to the game just gone against Blackburn, I don't think there was an atmosphere where you kind of thought, we haven't won at home for ages. It just felt like a normal home game, to be honest. And I think even the games before, I've said it before, I don't think we have actually played that badly at home. We just haven't managed to, for the last 10 minutes or whatever of games, to get the win. I think we've got the win, and I think on Saturday it just felt, it was just a normal game, and obviously we didn't get the win, but I think there's more to come.
I think last time you played Stoke, albeit up at their place, you got a goal. Does that give you sort of fond memories of playing this particular side?
Yeah, I think we won 2-0. It was just at the start of last season. Obviously, I didn't play many games last season, but it was a good result, good performance from us, and definitely something we're hopefully looking forward to doing tomorrow.
Yeah, and Dean Holden coming back to Ashton Gate, obviously you'll have worked with him as assistant and then manager. I would imagine he was pretty popular in the dressing room, so nice to see him again. Yeah,
he was. Obviously, personally, for myself, it was a bit of a shame that I got injured and only had the 6 games under him when he was the head coach, or 7 games or whatever it was. I still speak to him now, and I've got a good relationship with him, so it'd be nice to see him, but obviously during the 90 minutes we want to get the win.
Yeah, absolutely. And Stoke last season were sort of making progress, but they look like they've really developed this year, and they'll be up there, there or thereabouts come the end of the season.
Yeah, I think they've got a really good squad. Yeah, I think they're 4th at the minute or 5th. They're doing well. But we had a day today where we looked at their strengths and weaknesses, and it's down to us to hopefully make the most of their weaknesses, and hopefully we can get a win.
Thank you, Andy.
Thank you.
Hi Andy, Sophie here from the BBC. I just wanted to follow up on what was talked about earlier, in terms of the performances, I guess, prior to the international break. Particularly something that Nigel was talking about in terms of the players also taking as much responsibility for kind of what's happened, the results this season. I mean, one of the things that seemed to come up was perhaps there being some kind of mental block in terms of like finishing off games. Those games where there's been goals scored in the final few minutes. How much do you kind of agree with that, about the pressure of that kind of being an issue? And if so, how is that something? How do you kind of overcome that kind of mental block that might be there?
I don't know if well, personally I can only speak for myself. I don't think it's a mental block for me. I think the problems we've had, to be fair, is there's never been a game where we've been 2 goals up. So I think when you go into the last 10 minutes with only a goal up, every team's going to throw everything at you, and it doesn't matter if it's us or any other team that are 1-0 up. You're going to get dragged back, and they bring 3-4 strikers on, they throw everything in the box. And yeah, unfortunately we haven't managed to see the games out, but I think the problem is that we haven't managed to get maybe a 2-goal lead or 3-goal lead before the last 10 minutes. I think that it's always been tense when we've been leading, so I think that's definitely something we can improve on, that we're trying to improve, that when we're goal up, that we're not just sitting in, that we're actually going for the second goal and trying to see the game out that way. But yeah, I think apart from that, I think there's not much more we can try. Obviously we try and see the game out if we have to, but yeah, I think scoring a second goal, it obviously gives us gets a lot more easier then for the last few minutes.
I mean, on the weekend there was a significant improvement in terms of the number of chances the teams were creating, that kind of attacking mindset. But again, as you mentioned, that you didn't quite have enough to get that extra goal to secure the 3 points. Is that sort of kind of building on that and sort of creating more of those chances and how do you kind of get that kind of killer edge to see out those games? Where's that difference going to come from?
I think we've obviously got a game plan for every game we go into, and we try and see when we score a goal, like I said, that we don't just think, we need to protect this lead now. I think it's just play as we have been to get a goal up, try to carry on as we have been and get a second goal and go 2 goals up, and then after that maybe you can say, okay, we can protect this now. But if it's a 1-goal lead, like even on Saturday, I don't think Blackburn were really in the game that much. I know they had probably more possession in the second half, but I don't think they had that many chances, and then it's just one shot that goes in. So if you're a goal up, it's easy to, just for one chance, obviously conceding a goal and letting the 3 points drop. So I think, yeah, for us the most important thing is that if we go a goal up, can we get a second and then see the game out that way.
Thank you.
Hey Andy, it's James from Bristol Live. It's a bit of an iffy line. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you, yeah. I can't see you, but I can hear you.
Andy, every time we kind of talk to your managers, and I mean like Nigel, Dean, and we'll come back to Lee's time, and teammates, they almost, and we asked them about you, they almost sort of talk with this like sense of awe in terms of like how you are as a professional and what you do, perhaps behind what fans see on the pitch. Your high intensity sprints always come up. I just wonder kind of how are you able to sort of sustain that?
I think in a sense I'm probably lucky that I've got the genes and the fitness that I have, but I think off the pitch, I think I try as soon as the game finishes. Obviously, especially in the Championship, you have games Saturday, Tuesday, nearly every week. You just try and get your recovery as good as possible. Obviously, I'm lucky I've got 2 children at home, so I can't go out anyway. So I need to be at home and look after them. So I think for me personally, I think what's important for me is when I finish a game or when I leave football, I switch off and I don't kind of worry about a game too much. I literally go home and try and spend time with my family, and it kind of refreshes me to when I come back in on a Monday or the day, whatever day we've had off, and I'm ready to go again, and I'm looking forward to the next match. And also for myself, I think I believe the harder I work, the better I play. I think I know that I've been around a long time now. I'm 30 now. I've played a lot of games. I know my strengths and I know my weaknesses. I know I'm not someone who'll do 3 step overs and get past players. I know I need to work hard to get into those positions or to win the ball back and to do stuff like that. So yeah, I think it's also knowing my game and knowing what my strengths are. And I try and work as hard as I can for the team. And obviously if I can score goals to help them or assists, I'm happy. But if I don't score, I just hope I can contribute to the team in a different way.
Have you always been like super fit, like even when you were a kid? Like, has it always been, or is it something you've consciously had to work on?
No, obviously, yeah. You have
fit in terms of your fitness levels, Andy. Whilst just working,
yeah,
away, just to say.
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm quite fit anyway, quite a fit lad. But yeah, no. Obviously, pre-season's a time where you have to work, and you work as hard as you can to get your fitness levels up. But yeah, I think I'm quite blessed with the fitness I've got. I wouldn't say I do too much outside of football to kind of get my fitness better. I'll just do what I have to do in training and then make sure I'm ready for whatever's next.
Because I don't know if you know, there's 13 outfield players who've played every minute this season, and you're one of three, and they're all defenders apart from three of you. And I hate to say it, but you're kind of comprehensively the oldest guy in that list. I mean, is there something you've had to do as you've progressed through your career, like in terms of changing your approach? Is there anything you do at home, especially? I mean, it's like Tom Brady eats avocado ice cream. Is it like anything along those lines or anything mad like that?
No, I haven't tried that, but if he's still going at the age he's at, I might have to start doing that. No, I think when you're younger, I used to cramp up in games always and get substituted. But I think when you've played so many games, you know how to get through games, if that makes sense, that you know what you need to do to get through 90 minutes. I think any player will tell you as well that even though they're tired, they never want to come off. They always want to play 90 minutes. So yeah, I want to obviously play as many 90 minutes as I can. And again, like I said, off the field, I think, yeah, when the game finishes now here at the new facility, we've got the cryotherapy where we go after games. So everything's there for us to recover as good and as quick as possible. So obviously I try and do all those things, and then yeah, at home I'll just put my feet up and watch the telly and look after the kids. But it's just being ready for the next game and doing everything you can that you are as fit as you can be for the next game.
Do you guys kind of have, because like Chris Martin was going on about your high intensity strength, do you kind of, because you're all naturally competitive guys obviously, but do you kind of compete against each other within that in terms of like wanting to be the best at doing the high intensity sprints or the speediest sprint, all that kind of stuff? Is that kind of an in-house competition that you have?
I wouldn't say it's a competition, but obviously the day after a game, we always get a notification on our phone with this whole squad, what they did, the distance, the high intensity, the sprint distance. And obviously you look at your own and then you see what everyone else has done. We've got a leaderboard where we see who done the most in the game. So obviously, yeah, you want to be at the top. But then there's different players like myself. I don't do distance as in a lot of kilometers. All my distance is more high intensity and sprint distance. So you have like the central midfielders like Matty James or Han or Joe Williams will be at the leaderboard for distance covered, but then my strength is the sprint, so I'll be there. So it's different positions will need different things, and obviously it's nice to be at the top, but there's a few chasing me.
Could just ask about, because obviously Weimann made his full debut on Saturday. Alex Scott's now kind of like part of the furniture. As one of the more, sorry to lead on the age thing again, but as one of the more experienced players, like is that exciting to see? Because obviously once upon a time you were kind of that young talent coming through at Villa. How are you kind of? Are you taking on any kind of sort of mentoring role? Is that something you do in the squad? Yeah,
obviously. You mentioned Eamon. He just had his first start for us on Saturday. The last month or two he's been fully involved with us. You see in training he's got a lot of ability. I think he deserved his chance. He did well on Saturday. And Alex, I think, well, I'm the one. He's not got a driver's license yet, so I'm taking him into training every morning. So I'm his taxi driver. So hopefully he'll pay me back later for that.
And he's a decent passenger. It's all okay.
Yeah, he's all right. He's only got me one assist so far, so hopefully he can get me a few more. But no, he's good. Again, for him, I don't know if he thought he would have played as much as he did this season, but he's done brilliant. And again, he took his chance. And I think as you mentioned, when I was 18, 19, you wait for that chance, and then you need a bit of luck to get the chance, but when you get it, you need to take it, and both of them have, and they're fully involved with us now, and hopefully for many more years.
Just finally, and please tell me if this is a little bit too mischievous, when you signed your new deal in the summer, Nigel was quoted as saying that you had other offers from other Championship clubs. Were tomorrow's opponents one of them?
Oh well, I was a free agent when my the club obviously told me they couldn't take my option year. They wanted to offer me a new deal, and I was a free agent. And I'm not going to lie and say I did speak to other clubs, but I also said when I signed I never wanted to leave Bristol City until they told me that they couldn't take my option. I never even thought about leaving. But at the same time, of course, I had to speak to other clubs because I didn't know what Bristol City were going to offer me. But once I got the offer from Bristol City, I never thought twice, and I wanted to sign here, and that's all that matters. And I'm happy I'm here now for at least the next 3 years.
Great stuff. Thanks for your time, Andy, and best of luck for tomorrow.
Thank you.
Cheers, Andy. Good luck.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, Andy.
Bye.